Okay, so we talked about the passive voice with ser plus the past participle. And so there's also estar plus a past participle, and we're going to talk about the difference for when you use each one. So, for example, with ser, la declaración, so like la declaración de independencia, was signed in 1776. So remember, the passive voice is not saying who signed it, it's just saying that it was signed. So we're going to use ser in the past tense, which would be fue, and then firmar has to match with declaración, which is feminine and singular, so it would be firmada. La declaración fue firmada en 1776. If you use ser plus the past participle, it's passive voice, but it's focusing on the action of signing. If you use estar plus the past participle, for example, la declaración, and then normally you use it in the imperfect, but you could use it in the present tense as well, or in the future tense as well. It could be any tense of estar. And then it still has to be firmada, singular and feminine. La declaración estaba firmada después de la reunión. The declaration was signed after the meeting. This is talking about the result of the action. So this is the action of the declaration being signed. This is the result of it having already been signed, and now it is signed, as in it's a resultant state of being. So estar plus past participle is more of a state of being. Ser plus the past participle is focusing on the action of whatever it is that you're doing. So it was signed, like the action, the people got around it, and they signed it. It was signed as in like it had already been signed, and now it's just sitting there having already been signed. Okay, a couple more examples. So, vendieron todos los boletes y después la taquilla. So we're going to use ser, fue, and then la taquilla is feminine and singular, so cerrada is feminine and singular. This is focusing on the action. So they sold all the tickets, and afterwards, the ticket window was closed. Like somebody went in there and closed it. I don't know who it was, but it was closed. That is the action of it being closed. Versus, cuando llegué a la taquilla, ya estaba cerrada, again, singular and feminine. So when I arrived at the ticket window, it was already closed. As in, the resultant state of the window is that it was closed. Not the action of it being closed by somebody, but the resultant state of it had been closed. Okay, las arepas. All of these examples are in the past tense, but again, you could use it in the present tense or the future tense, or any tense really. So, las arepas fueron cocinadas, feminine and plural, because arepas is feminine and plural. The arepas were cooked by my aunt, so this is the action of them being cooked, versus las arepas ya estaban cocinadas, feminine and plural, cuando llegaron los invitados. So the arepas were already cooked when the guests arrived. So this is the resultant state of them having already been cooked versus the action of being cooked by somebody else. So I know it's kind of confusing, but if you think about ser as the action and estar as the result of the action, then hopefully that should make it clear. Thank you.